Question number 6. Still from Trey. Calf training. Is it genetics or can anyone get big calves? So I guess it depends on what your thought of big calves are. We can make them bigger than they are now, but if you're going to say have calves like Flex Lewis, probably not. If you look at where your calves, and you say genetic, that to me is where they insert. So it's going to start at the back of the knee, and then how far it goes down your calf, or down your lower leg, depends how big and full that calf's going to look. Some guys have that high, almost like a baseball or a fist shoved up in the top of their kneecap. Other guys have that more low hanging. If you think of like Eric Finkhauser, Ben Bukolski, Flex Lewis, obviously you're going to have all great calves. But everyone can grow them. It's like any other muscle. Will it be more stubborn for some? 100%. But at the same time, calf training is very, very painful. You have to just kill them. I feel like my calves are pretty good to the point of where as long as I train them two days a week, they're going to have some good fullness, some good pop. They aren't going to look unbalanced. If I wanted to really push growth, I'd probably go 3 days a week and really get after them. When I was younger, I used to love to train calves because that muscle just responded really well to me. They get really veiny and the pump was huge, and I love that burning sensation because most of my buddies couldn't take it that I trained with. So I really pushed calves like into the deep end of intensity because I really saw growth and progress. And honestly, that's why I got into this whole bodybuilding game, is seeing growth and progress, where if you say something like my back, for example, took a lot more work and fine tuning, where I knew if I stood on a standing calf raise, banged 4 sets of 10 to 15, I was gonna see pump, I was gonna see growth, and I was gonna feel it deep in that muscle tissue. But let's get back to the true question at hand, is calf training. What I want to think about here is we walk all day, when they're focused on the contraction. We have to really focus on the stretch, spend a lot of time out there, we know how to bounce out of it. If you're one of those jerky bounce reps, which I see a lot of people do in the gym, it's never going to be effective. Control that negative, feel the stretch, and then all the way up on your big toe like a ballerina, and squeeze that muscle. Try to get it to cramp 10 out of 10. Now, the exercise I like to do, standing, seated, donkey calf, nothing really fancy. If you don't have a donkey calf raise, I didn't have one for years. All I did was standing and seated. If you don't even have a standing calf raise, you can do it in a Smith machine. You can do it one leg at a time, holding dumbbells. There's a lot of ways you can get creative with it. But the main thing for calves are, we can make them better if we work at them hard. And it's gonna burn, it's gonna be awful. But let's say, for example, you're one of those people who don't feel your calves work at all. I would really start to look into like ankle mobility stuff. Can you truly get really flexed and stretched? What is your dorsiflexion like? Those are gonna be things that are gonna impact how well you can train your calves. So if you have a problem connecting with them, get them to cramp, get them to burn, get them to full contraction, those are things I would look into. You can foam roll them, you can stretch them really well. If you have stubborn calves, the number one thing I can give you advice on is just don't give up. It's gonna take longer than your other muscles. So dig in, get to work, and they'll grow.